I pulled guard duty. Everybody did, for that matter. We take turns more or less. You always have to do guard duty in the army, like, and well, you guard the guns and ammunition places and so forth. And then they have guys too that do, like some of them went AWOL, absent without leave, and they put them in a brig. They give them a court martial and they put them in like a cage, like a jail. But then the guards take them out like in the daytime and they do work and stuff, and you have to guard them so they don't run away, and then you bring them back. And so we always done that in the army, and you keep training. And so when we were getting about to the end of our basic training, they gave us a 2-week combat course, they called it. And we had to get all our stuff in full field, they called it. And then we had a march for a whole day, and we marched out. North Carolina was kind of a like desert, like really. And around Fort Bragg, anyhow, I mean, there was a lot of sand there, hot sand in the summertime. The sun is hot. And we marched out to a place, it was flat and sandy, and there was some shrubs there and stuff, a few trees here and there. And that's where we got our combat training. And we, well, what it amounted to, they made up 2 sides. And well, the enemy and the friendly side and so forth. And so what you did, if you could sneak up on a guy and he didn't see you or something, well then he was like dead and he had to go back to camp. And you got like a point, and then he had to do different kind of duty and stuff. He was out of the picture. And eventually somebody won, and they'd give you only 1 canteen of water a day, and then you had food you carried with you, and then you come back at night. And we slept in tents for 2 weeks, and it was kind of fun. I didn't mind it. And when we got done, then they sent us to, well, we went north. We went through New York, I think, New York City, and we ended up in Pennsylvania here, right south of Erie. It's called Camp Shenango. It was in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And that was nice there. It was cooler, and the country was kind of hilly, and we marched around. We did a lot of marching there. I think we were kind of killing time too, more than anything. And we did training and marching, and we marched all through the country, and it was interesting. It wasn't sandy like North Carolina, you know, it's different up here, grass and green. We came to Camp Shenango probably last of July around here, because the basic training down Fort Bragg lasted 3 months.
And that was in 42 also, right?
Yeah, this is all in 42, because we started in April 42, and we're still in 42. In fact, I'll be in Europe, and it'll still be 42. Well, anyhow, over at Camp Shenango, there one weekend, well, Tom Maines, too, I mentioned him before. Him and a couple guys and I, we went to Idora Park. That's over in Youngstown, Ohio. That was pretty close to Camp Shenango. And we had a lot of fun there. We met a bunch of girls, and we started talking to them, and they went with us, and we rolled all the different stuff. But finally, we had to go home, so, you know, they left, and we left, and took the bus home. And, well, then we were getting close to being done with our mission there, whatever it was. I think it was just kind of a holding place. So they gave us a weekend pass, and I hitchhiked home. I don't know why I chose to hitchhike. They gave us money too. hitchhiked home to Bitumen. And I didn't have much trouble. I kept getting rides good, but finally I came to Frenchville, PA. That's down around DuBois there somewhere. And it was already about 10 o'clock and it was dark. And I couldn't get a ride. There was hardly any traffic there or anything. And there was a big railroad yard and a bunch of trains in there. Well, in those days there used to be a lot of trains in certain places. Now there ain't so many. So it looked to me like there was more lights and more traffic on the other side of them trains. So I decided to go across that tracks. There was a lot of tracks there, maybe like 20 tracks. A lot of them had trains on. So I was doing pretty good, but then all of a sudden I was all trapped up and I had to crawl under trains to get over the other side. So I decided to do that, but it was kind of scary, but I figured if once I started going under, I'll just go real quick, so in case the train would move, I'd be coming out the other side. And I just took each one that way, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know how many. And I got to the other side, and then the hitchhiked there, and finally, what didn't take too long, the guy and his wife and 2 daughters, they stopped and they gave me a ride to Emporium. So, after we got to Emporium, well, I was about 45 miles away from home at Bitumen. So I walked to the end of town there and hitchhiked, but I couldn't get a ride, so I kept walking. I figured, well, I could end up walking all the way home. This might have been around 11 at night or something. I don't know if I could have walked that far, but anyhow, I kept walking. And finally, I did get a ride all the way to Westport, and then I just walked up the hill. And I got home just on a weekend pass. And when we first went to Camp Shenango, we had a 2-week furlough. They gave us a 2-week furlough with extra money, and they paid for the train fare back and forth, and they give us our pay. So I also went up by Bitumen on furlough before this weekend passed. And I had 2 weeks up there. I enjoyed that. That was, well, I wasn't home for about 3 months or so. And it was nice to go home. So when then I went back to Camp Shenango, and well, after this pass, we went to Massachusetts to a camp. We went by train. We always went by train, and we went to a camp outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And that was kind of a holding area for shipment overseas. And so we did more marching there and training a little bit, but not too much. We just waiting to get shipped overseas. So one day they told us to, well, before this though, that was it already in the fall, around September or so. And probably close to October, around the last part of September.